It has definitely come off from the day's highs. So the Nifty is now up just about 50 odd points. It was up in excess of 100 points at one point in time. What's dragging the market? In the broader markets, actually, Marico is the one that's taking it on the chin this morning, down 5% after reporting a gross margin contraction compared to what they saw last quarter. Reddington is down about 3%. Escorts Kubota is down 2.5%. From the frontliners, Titan is dragging. SRF is under pressure. TVS Motors down 1.5%. So do keep all these stocks on your radar. Also important commentary coming in from the Britannia conference call. Varun Berry talking about a 15-year high market share for the company, and the stock is up 9%. But the board of IDFC First Bank has approved a fundraising of 4,000 crores via the equity route. Remember, the current Tier 1 capital ratio is at 13.6% and the total capital adequacy ratio is 15.5%. To understand the rationale behind this fundraise and also the status of the merger with IDFC, V. Vaidyanathan, the MD and CEO of IDFC First Bank, is with us. Mr. Vaidyanathan, good morning and thanks for joining us on the show. This is Sonia here. I just wanted to ask you first about the fundraise itself, right? Why are you looking to raise funds when your capital adequacy looks like it's more than sufficient? I think you consumed a little over 1% of Tier 1 capital in the past 12 months.
Yes, indeed. Our capital adequacy, total capital adequacy is 15.4%. Now, every quarter we're posting over 550 crores of profit, which is also internal accrual of capital, which is pretty strong. But, we are a bank and we do capital planning exercise from time to time. And as per our capital planning exercise, we thought that during the next 1 year, we will like to raise some amount of capital. Maybe a real requirement, maybe a little less than that, but, in a rounded-off sense. So that's what we put out in public domain.
So what will your capital adequacy ratio be after this fundraise?
No, this fundraise is not that there's a fundraise happening tomorrow morning. This is, like I said, it's a 1-year enablement process. So it will depend upon when we raise it. But clearly, that amount of capital could give us a lot of headroom for growth in the future.
Mr. Vaidyanathan, good morning. Good to speak with you. But so this has got nothing to do with any potential sort of issues on the asset quality or anything to guard against that, have some guardrails there, or anything you want to tell us? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely nothing. We've demonstrated over the last 4 quarters that our asset quality is absolutely superb. Our gross NPA on the retail side alone is like 2%. Net NPA is only 0.7%. Our SMA, which is the portfolio pool that's moving into NPA, is only 1%, both SMA 1 and SMA 2. So that gives you a color about what really asset quality is really fantastic. This is really for growth. You can take a word for it. This is plain and simple for growth because we are growing the bank loan book at 25%, and therefore good to be really well capitalized in today's times.
You're clearing the air on that front as well, Mr. Vaidyanathan. The other point the street is waiting for is that impending merger with IDFC Bank with IDFC. IDFC has sold their AMC business, so they'll be sitting on 4,000 crores odd. So that's why the street is a little bit confused why you're going ahead and raising. Do you want to clarify on that front? What's the update with regard to the merger?
See, we are an independent bank. We have a strong incremental return on equity, like I told you earlier. And we need to plan for our growth in our own sense. So if the merger happens along the way, that of course brings in the capital and probably, we'll figure that out. But as of now, it's a pretty simple, straightforward. This bank needs this amount of capital for the next 1 year, keeping growth ambitions in mind, and that's what this is all about.
So what's the status as of now of the merger?
Pardon me?
What is the status as of now with respect to the merger?
No, about the merger, there's nothing new to share to the media because as it's already disclosed to the exchanges, both parties have said that we are interested in the merger. And I assume that will take its own normal course.
Okay. In terms of a timing, do you have any timeline on this fundraising plan? I mean, you said it's going to be over the next 1 year, but can you give us a timeline on when this could be completed?
No. See, when we say 1 year, it's 1 year. So it could be really any time over the next 1 year. And the requirement may be at least a tad short of this number. But let me just say that you have a full year. And meanwhile, we are pretty confident of the numbers that's coming up in the next few quarters in terms of profits. You've seen the trajectory of the last 4 quarters. The ROE has moved from 4% to 10% in the last 5 quarters. So really, you can see how that story is playing out. So really, those are the big things to look out for. In terms of timing, it will happen when it happens.
Mr. Vaidyanathan, good luck, and we'll speak again when you decide to exercise that option to raise money. Appreciate you joining in with some details on the idea, the thoughts behind having this with you, the ability to raise the money.
On this one last point on this front, because you specifically raised, and I need to clarify to people, is that the way we are looking at the bank is that what you should look forward to is to what's the results over the next few quarters. You should look forward to a bank growing. You should look forward to return on equity. You should look forward to asset quality, and you should look forward to the opportunities ahead. So really, that's the big thing to look forward for. Raising capital for banking system is normal. Every bank raises capital from time to time for growth.
Since you brought up ROE, so the expectation is ROE of 10% for 24. Is that the way to think about it?
Let me just say that.
Yeah.
No, we're running ahead of our guidance in terms of this year's guidance. We actually said the fourth quarter will reach double digits, but already reached the second quarter. So we are feeling very bullish about our bank even on the ROE front as well as overall.
All right, Mr. Vaidyanathan. Thank you very much. Good speaking with you here as always. So let's hop across to the next management who's